The game review you guys are about to watch is a really good example of how much a month difference can make when you have goals in mind. So the game you're about to watch, I don't know if you watched my last game review or it was actually a couple of reviews ago of Garen top lane. So I've got the same summoner, Warridge Bill, on the EUNE server. He played game one, and these were kind of the 5 areas we needed to work on with him. Aggression in lane, deep warding, tempo, understanding your champion, and team fight. And as you can kind of see, he aced aggression in lane. You'll see in this game review, he absolutely killed it. Played way more aggressive. Still work to go, but he did much more aggression in lane, which was really good. Obviously, deep warding still needed work, and that's something we're working on, but his tempo was really good. His understanding of his champion matchups was improved greatly, and his team fight selection was good. And in game 2, you can obviously see we found some other more niche and more targeted things. And this is kind of the best way to showcase how important reviewing games is. You don't have to get a coach to do it. You can do it on yourself. But the best way of doing it is if you just do one a month, you can see just how much you've progressed in a month when you start reviewing your games and analyzing how far you've come. And it's something that's really important to do. And it helps you appreciate and understand that, yes, I am improving. It might not feel like I'm improving because day in and day out, it feels like a grind. But when you look at it from month to month, you can actually see yourself when you have goals as a real good way to see your improvement visibly. So anyway, enough babbling. Let's get into this game review because it's really good. It shows his improvement and it shows how far you can come in such a short time when you start setting yourself goals, analyzing your gameplay, and working towards those goals. All right, so we've got a Darius versus Riven, and you won this game, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So why'd you pick this game?
I think this game, at least, I feel like it is a good example of the things that we have been going through previously, like the aggression in lane and being actually more useful for the team in mid and late games, not just split pushing all game long.
Yeah.
So I feel like in this game I was actually able to do those things quite well, and I feel like why I chose this is in like just to make sure that I'm actually doing the right things and I'm being aggressive enough and I'm grouping well. So just to like make sure that I'm doing the right things when I feel like I'm doing the right things.
Cool. Yeah, so I noticed your kill participation was a little low, but so was Riven, so you're probably impacting the map a lot more than he was, but it's not too concerning. I think it was, I've got here, I think we had, I mean, you were in most of your team's fights, just in terms of kill participation. Let me just get it up. But yeah, that's good. Yeah, so 46% KP, but you're still in a lot more fights than Riven, and as the stats showing, you were in most of your team fights, so they were probably a lot of solo and duo kills. Before we jump in, what are your kind of your thoughts on the Riven versus Darius matchup? I know this guy's a Riven one trick, so.
Like honestly, I haven't played it quite enough to actually know how it's going to play out, but I have been always struggling with Guru players because they have so much mobility. But
yeah,
like if I'm able to somehow avoid the stun and able to cancel some of his mobility with my own hook,
yeah,
it should be easy. But yeah, it's a tough matchup for me at least.
Yeah, the short trade can get a little bit awkward because he can kind of dash in, stun, auto dash out, but you can also catch it if you do it right. So you can see those notes from our last game review, right? Awesome. So I think these will be like some key things that I'll be looking out for as well. So like just your aggression in lane. Obviously probably won't be the same lane situation, but it'll be good to look at anyway. Just like position trading, as you've kind of said, you might have struggled with it a little bit, so that'll be good to watch. Just how you ward this game, and then tempo resetting. I think we had a problem with you were playing really well in laning phase, and then death started to come out of laning phase, and there was a struggle of kind of like slowing the game down. So that'll be good to look at. And then obviously understanding a champion, and then team fight target selection. So that should be good to look at here.
Yep.
Cool. So did you have a kind of laning phase strategy? What was your intentions in this kind of lane? You've gone Ghost, obviously, which, you know, is the standard Darius second summoner.
I mean, I wanted to kind of feel out the Riven first, like if she was a good or bad player and how I could be, but mainly I just wanted to be most aggressive I could possibly be in the lane.
Nice.
Like not overshowing it or anything, but actually punish her for CSing and so on.
Awesome. Yep. Perfect. That's what I want to hear. And you also got to think, you know, Darius can do well in team fights, but really the main reason you usually pick Darius is for his kind of oppressive laning phase. So it's good that you've got that aggressive mindset. So he's starting red buff, which will be interesting. I'm kind of interested to see this Pantheon. He's probably going to start red and then path down bot. And then obviously your Olaf's starting blue, which means he might do a full clear.
Yep.
Cool. I mean, nothing much here. Just hopefully you won't use mana here, do you? Yeah. A little thing I say, like if your jungler's doing an unconventional start and you're a top laner, I wouldn't try and use mana, because now what this flags to the enemy team is that you leashed. So like if someone was super observant, this Riven would look at your mana bar and go, hang on, why has this Darius used a spell? And then they could theoretically track your Olaf.
Yep.
It doesn't look like they did, or maybe they actually did. I don't know what that pant's going to do. But all good. Nice. This is really good. This is much better positioning. Awesome. Unlucky on that one. That's fine. Good thing about Darius is he has no mana, like doesn't really have mana issues.
Yeah, unless you're spamming your Q.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that when he uses his third Q, that's always a really good time to go in on the trade. Nice. Nice. That's a really good trade. We weren't seeing that really at all in that last game review, so this is already looking much healthier. Cautious now that obviously Pantheon invaded your Olaf, so you could... I don't know if you're aware of what happened there during game.
Yeah, honestly not.
See this happening?
Yeah, no, I was not.
Yeah, so now you got to assume, I don't know what will happen in the next 20 or 30 seconds, but Samira and you have to really care. And now Pantheon's pinged on his way to you. So, let's see what happens. Okay. It's looking good. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Awesome. I'd suggest let's go back and watch this one again. So were you kind of happy with the outcome of this? I mean, the Riven baited you pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, of course I'm happy with the outcome of this play, but like, for example, if I had warded it before, it would be so much easier.
Yeah, and also just awareness of the fact that Pantheon just invaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we see... This is when we see Pantheon for the first time. And look how long it takes you.
Yeah.
So it takes you almost 2 seconds before you realize Pantheon's here. So you still get really good damage off. But as soon as you see Pantheon, I think you got to proc the Ghost. Because as we know, Ghost lasts for 10 seconds. And if you get a kill with it gets increased, obviously, by 4.3.
Yep.
So I think, like, as soon as you get in the danger, proc the Ghost now, just so you have a bit of extra mobility. I mean, the outcome's still good, but I think, like, right now is when you proc the Ghost. The flash Q's really clean, though, and his flash is so bad, so the Ghost now is okay as well, but I think that those are really the only two things that could have been better there. Earlier Ghost proc and just understanding that Pantheon. But, you know, that's a 1 for none. Riven burnt his flash, you burnt your flash. It's a really good outcome considering you got ganked. So I'd be happy with it overall.
One thing I have to say,
Sorry? Yeah, no, you go.
Yeah, one thing I must say, I still feel like my warding isn't nowhere near as good as it should be. Like, I'm buying more beings, maybe, but like using my trinkets and so on, I'm still being way too lazy with it.
Yeah, well, I think looking at that gank as well, you might have. Do you play lock screen? Locked camera?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
So it seems you have a little bit of, I don't know if you tunnel, like as soon as you see blood, do you tunnel? Or if you don't have a good, like, kind of awareness of around you. But it seemed like you were just so blood hungry for Riven there that it took you 2 seconds to realize that Pantheon's here. So yes, warding helps to an extent, but you also need to be kind of aware that, hey, I've got a ward here, or hey, I don't have a ward here. That means, I can either see or not see this area. So I think there's also a bit of consciousness that needs to be worked on as well. And it's kind of hard to learn it as a top laner, except if you're constantly reminding yourself. Roles kind of like jungle particularly, it's a really good way of, like, jungle just gets you really aware of your surroundings a lot more because you're kind of constantly moving, constantly looking everywhere. But top lane, you can kind of get in that little, not lullaby, but lack of a better word, you get into like a really nice, you're feeling safe, feeling like an island, and then shit like that can happen. And like 1 or 2 second different reactions can make the difference. But this lane's in a really good spot. I know obviously you want to back, you're on 1400 gold. 900 gold, he's on 400. Why didn't he buy? That's super weird. Oh well. He must have been saving up for something.
Yep.
So that's probably a good sign as well, actually, that he's come back to lane with nothing. That could be one of those kind of early indicators of, okay, this Riven, he's a little bit weird, or like maybe he's off game, or maybe you actually really tilted him and he just TP'd back to lane without even thinking of buying items. But it's really strange. But like this position right now, you should be really happy with this because you've got your ward covered. Pantheon can't tower dive you. I mean, he could if he was good, but they're not going to tower dive you. So this minion spot is really good for your current situation where you're a kill up and you're looking for a reset, but you're super safe here. And you're in no rush to reset because you've got 50% mana and, 90% health. So this is perfect. He's just losing CS here. So like if you want it, I don't know how you're going to play this, but this is a perfectly fine freeze that I would be kind of comfortable with, but also you got to always be aware of like, okay, if I'm freezing, our team needs to be kind of winning across the other areas of the map because freezing is good, but it only really puts Riven behind and freezing never lets you roam. So I think the freeze for now is good considering it's only 4 minutes into the game because the Darius isn't really going to roam at this stage. Good. He's scared of you.
Yep.
Again, I think there could be a little bit of more aggressive posture. I know your ward's about to go. Yeah, this is good. Make it, like, every catter, like, that's a really good one as well. Like, if you're trying to get used to being more aggressive, like, over minions and in lane, every time, like, catter's near low health, like, play a mind game with him. Just sit, like, here. Yep. You can see my mouse, right? Yep. Sit here and make him decide, like, he has to go through you to get that catapult. Is it going to be worth it? So you kind of do that. But I think, yeah, push that even a little bit harder.
Yep.
This is good. See, your aggression is good, but you're playing, like, left side. You should kind of be, like, where he is. So the aggression in terms of, like, position is good, but you're on the wrong side of the kind of lane, if that makes sense. So, like, your position here is a good level of aggression, but it should actually be, like, closest to Riven.
Yep.
But you have a 20 CS lead, so it's pretty perfect. And she does win those little trades like that. So now I'll be looking with this wave, it's going to push. So you now want to push this next wave. You want to kill this wave as quickly as possible and spend all this gold. So hopefully that's what we'll see from you. Just because now if Riven tries to freeze this lane, it's going to be really awkward for you with your Ghost and Flash down, and I mean, you don't really know where Pantheon is. So hopefully you just push the shit out of this wave and then reset. That's what you should be doing in this situation when you have 1,500 gold to spend, because that's your Phage right there. Or your Sheen, or whatever you like to go first. So yeah, I'd just be spamming this.
Yep. This makes more sense, to be honest.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll have this wave. I'm not sure where this wave's going to end up, but otherwise you'll have the next wave crash here, but really you want your wave crashing into turret.
Yep.
But I think you get away with it. And make sure he doesn't freeze. She doesn't freeze.
Yeah, I was like looking at the wave that it was such a big wave and she was so low level that she couldn't freeze it, but apparently if she wanted to freeze it, she could have done it.
Yeah, so you, like, an actual good top laner would have punished the fuck out of you there, but she doesn't look like she's, you know, maybe tilted or just maybe not thinking straight, but for a Riven 1 trick, or maybe she's just got it in her name. I don't know. But that's lucky, because you got to remember, the higher you get, the less you're going to get away with that. So be really conscious, like when you want to back, figure out, like you felt like you wanted to back there, right? Like intuitively, you were like, I want to back. So try and set up your wave to back. So don't just be like, I want to back and I'm just going to back kind of, you know, when this next wave dies. Try and go, I want to back, but I want my wave in a certain position when I back. So I want it crashing into turret, or I want it frozen in the middle, or I want it, you know, frozen just past my turret, you know, depending on the situation.
Yep. Like, the thought process behind that was that I definitely wanted to crash it on the turret, but honestly, I didn't think like she could freeze it, because she would be taking like so much damage from the wave, because it still was quite a nice sized wave, but my bad. Definitely like missing out that fact that she could actually freeze.
Well, the good thing is, you got away with it this time, but it's good. And I think you only lost 1 CS there in total. So besides that, the recall was actually really good. I'm pretty sure you only missed 1 or 2 CS, but that was literally because you weren't in lane. So that's a really good back timer. And now you've got this massive gold lead. Again, like, you know, not massive, but 600 gold at 6 minutes is pretty good. Considering like average 15-minute gold leads are usually about 250 to 300. So good. And now you know Pants bot side as well. So I'm expecting you to be super aggressive once Riven shows back in the lane. Like, express this power. You've got the power spike. I want you to now express it in lane. Especially when you know where Panth is and you know Fizz is dead. So there's literally, it's just you two. Good. Let's go. Okay, let's. Do you play a bit of Darius, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's never use E unless it's to gap close. Like, unless it's to pull them. So you use E here. This is absolutely pointless. So he's already on you, or she's already on you, so there's no point using your E. Use your E for when the Riven tries to, like, jump out. Because right now this E is doing nothing for you. Like, it still grabs her, but it doesn't really help you in the fact that of anything else besides that. So this is good. Again, if you're going for the fight here, which I assume you are, just proc Ghost straight away. So I'd be interested to see if you do proc Ghost, or are you just going for a short trade? Doesn't really matter. Nice. Okay. Yeah, see? Just proc Ghost a couple of seconds quicker. If you're committing, just commit, because Ghost isn't actually it's not a high value summoner spell, in the fact that, like, you're not going to lose lane if you waste it. So, like, if you're aggressive and you're feeling like you're going to go for a big trade and you've got a decent engagement, like, this has probably been your best engagement in Riven in the first, 6 minutes of the game besides the first kill. She's always kind of kited out, but this time she didn't kite out for the trade. So as soon as that kind of ticks over, you've got to go, okay, let's Ghost as soon as possible and then start this trade. But, I mean, I think your outcome here is going to do pretty well. Nice. Yeah. So you still get the same outcome, but it's like you can get away with it at certain elo, but if we're wanting to make you a better player, these little things are going to start making a difference when you're versing better top laners.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
The really cool thing is both these games are reviewed is you're, like, clearly outclassing your top laner. So I don't want you to think I'm, like, bagging you out, because you're playing better than the top laners in this division you're at, which, obviously is expected if we're getting you to climb. So it's good, but I'm just also pointing out areas of improvement. Nice. Really good. This is really good discipline. Backing here. You could greed for the next turret, but then you have, 1.2k unspent gold. And if you minus 1.2k from your gold lead, you actually are theoretically even in gold, which is something that, like, people don't really think about. Like, if, like, right now you'd think you're still stronger than the Rhythm, but actually if she comes back to lane, you're pretty even. So really good reset, good discipline, and you're probably not going to miss any CS here. Really impressed with your backs here. Both have been pretty much near optimal. Nice. You literally got XP for all CS. Nice. You literally only missed one CS there, and it was only the gold. You got the XP for it. And you're pinging miss as well, I believe. Yep, sick. Really good, dude. Pink, yep, okay, good. You bought a pink ward, nice. Tabby as well. That's super respectful. I think in this situation, given how much you're smashing, you might have been able to go more aggressive. So, like, you could have finished your Stinger, or maybe you could have even gone your Sheen. I think in this situation, but I also think this is overall the safer and smarter buy. But I think given how much you're dominating, I think you could have gone super aggressive here to, again, push that lead a little bit more. Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah.
Cool.
For sure. But also I feel like Bantan hasn't been active on the top lane, but he's also been getting fed and about 80, so.
Yeah, no, overall, I think the Tabby is a good purchase. I just think it's a bit early for it, but it's fine. I think it's still good. It's like respectful. You're being respectful, which I think is a good thing as well. Okay, so we don't know where Pantheon is, so you're playing safe. I expect you to place your pink ward once this next wave gets pushed, so hopefully we'll see you do that. And we'll notice that you now kind of are using your pink ward a bit better. While Rhythm's backing here. Okay. Good.
You would hope that I would be placing it.
I mean, theoretically, you know where Panth is, so it might have, in game, you might have gone, oh, I know where Panth is, I'm not going to place my pink ward.
Yeah, I'm quite doubtful I noticed it. Like, my map awareness is nowhere near as good as it should be.
Yeah. And it's something top laners, like, you get sucked into when you play top. It's very easy to kind of not be aware of the map. Just because, like, you can only move downwards, whereas, like, every other lane, I mean, I guess 80 carry, you can be kind of similar. But I notice it a lot with top laners is the map awareness is, like, generally on average a little bit worse. Not significantly. Yeah, so what I do here is, I mean, we kind of know where Pantheon is just because he got a kill or whatever. But I'd place pink ward here, yellow trinket here. So then you've got this covered. I mean, Pantheon obviously can still use his ult to get into lane, but that gives you much more warning, and your ghost is going to be up in about, 20, 30 seconds. So you're just super safe now.
Yep.
Because we're going to see this Fizz roam, hopefully. Okay, cool. Good. Really good. Okay, you're listening to your team's pings, which is good. I think yellow trinket in this situation is good because Fizz would have just cleared your control ward. So good warding there. And good listening to your team's pings. Awesome. Nice. 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 Ghost. Nice. Okay. Perfect. You probably could have gone for the turret dive, but I think it's also, again, safer. Like, you don't need to go for the turret dive there, but let's say if this game was like, you really had to win this lane and then get out, I think the turret dive would have been fine there. Don't use your flash to get under turret. Use your flash to escape. But I think we definitely could have gone for the turret dive there. Let's just look at it again, actually. But it's also not your playstyle, so I don't want you to force that stuff. But it is an option if you are looking to, like, limit test a little bit more and, like, push leads. All right. So again, as soon as Riven comes in, I mean, your ghost actually wasn't up, sorry. Yeah, that's a much better E. Notice like how much more impactful that E is compared to your first E.
Yep.
Perfect. So ghost now. I think you do it, yeah,
Yeah.
1 or 2 seconds later.
Yeah. I should have down into hell.
Nice. And then we probably could have tanked that, but I also respect you not tanking it. So both are decent outcomes. I think if you procced Ghost as soon as it came up on cooldown, the dive would have been a lot better. And you wouldn't have had to go for the kill. It's more just going aggressive, and then if it doesn't work out, you know, if she gets a stun under turret, just flash out. But that's all fine there. Nice, so push this real hard. Good. Good. I'd just go for platings at this point. Yep, nice. Oh, nice. Nice. Good. Really good pull there. She just ulted. Nice. That's perfect. Yep. Awkward time to back, but you kind of have to. One thing you could do here if you're not wanting to back, go over, use the blast cone, get the honey fruit here so you can see on your map. If there's a little green square, use that. Because this isn't a cannon wave, so you kind of don't want to back on this wave because as we're going to probably see, Riven's going to hard push this and you're going to lose some CS here. So, I mean, you've got 1,500 gold, so it's like kind of good discipline, but we just know there was a whole fight bot lane. Everyone was just bot lane, so you are safe in this lane as long as you get some more mana and a little bit more health, particularly because Riven just used her ult. This is your first bad back, which is good. 11 minutes, I mean, 2 out of 3, really good backs. But see, now you lose this wave, and now Riven gets a chance to do whatever she wants. In this case, she's not going to do anything because she's not the best player, but lose a whole wave of XP here that was definitely avoidable. A lot of people don't think about this, though. So, like, always think, before you back, think, like, if you don't want to back, think, can I extend this back? Or, like, do I want to extend, like, my laning duration here? Like, do I not want to back yet? Am I being forced? Like, is there any way out of being forced to back here? And usually, if you can ask yourself that question, you'll start going, okay, if I don't want to back here, how can I make sure that I can stay? I need more health. Okay, how do I get more health? I pop a health potion, or in this case, I go get my honey fruit, get all my health back, and then I won't miss a whole wave of XP. Because again, in a tighter game, like one wave of XP could mean all the difference between you winning the lane and you losing the lane against better players. But your team's doing really well, which is good. Awesome work. That's so good. I love this pressuring of CS. Really good, dude. Awesome. Care for the bleed, yeah. Fucking Darius's bleed, so troll. Good. A lot of respect here. Okay, so now you got to be cautious. I mean, obviously, I can see Pantheon on the map, but you got to be a little bit cautious here. Let's see what happens. You know, this is actually really good, right? Because I almost guarantee you, I've been watching Riven's pings here. He's constantly pinging your summoner spells and asking for assistance. So, to be honest, he's actually kind of tilting the Pantheon a bit at the moment. So, really good with that.
Can you hear me again?
Sorry? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I disconnect for like a minute or so.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you remember where we're up to? Here?
Okay, give me a second.
No worries. Oh, okay. Let me know when you can see my screen again.
Yep, I'm back.
Okay, cool. Do you remember where we kind of fell off? Here?
Can you take it back a little bit?
Yeah. Is this good? More?
A bit more? Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. So here, I think, again, you could have gone for the turret dive here. And it would have avoided the whole situation where Pantheon ults you. So not yet. But so I said really good here because you denied the catapult, which was really good. And then you get another Q here. So this Q now should signal to you that, okay, sick, I can do a turret dive, but I have to wait for bleed to come off. So we'll watch. You'll take actually three turret attacks from bleed. It's a bit of a bitch. It's classic Darius, but I do it as well, so don't worry. It's a common thing, but cool. So here, I wouldn't let her go for CS here because you can literally pretty much one-shot her with your ult combo as well. Like with your EQW.
I mean, like, I remember actually that situation. I was like looking for a Q on any of those last hits, but somehow, like, I couldn't just pull it off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I couldn't get the timing right there, but I just wanted to QE W and ulti her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, look how far you're standing back. So, like, you can literally be in line with the minions. Because what's she going to do? She's going to stun you. That's not going to aggro. So you're going to lose maybe, like, 60 HP. And, like, she is clearly, like, in the much more danger zone. Like, you have 930. She has 450. So I think staying here is, like, perfectly fine in this situation. Because Pantheon's still dead, we can literally see Fizzbot. So it's, again, just you and her.
Yep.
So, like, here, this is too far back. Right? Like, look how... That's, like, your whole E distance lost. But, all good. It would be interesting to see what happens now when Panth ults. Let's see how quick your reactions are on the spear. Okay, cool. Pretty quick. Okay, nice. You go for the kill. Awesome. Really good E. Bad luck. Damn. Unlucky. Let's see if we could have done anything. The one thing you could have just I think you could have, like, flashed away.
Yep.
But I kind of, you know, I mean, the last kill you got successful when you flashed after, and you knew Riven's flash was down. So I think the idea was right, but we weren't able to pull it off just because of how much CC they've got, unfortunately. Yeah. So he did a good ult because he kind of got behind you, but I think we might have been able to flash. Good E, though. You cancelled her E. I mean, they just CC chain you here, which is... Like, you literally can't do anything this whole time. There was nothing you could do to avoid this as soon as you flashed in aggressively. I think the only thing that might have made a little bit of a difference is... Okay, so Riven will use her whole combo. So, okay, she's just used her E. She's just used her W. Here's a good time to try and get your Q off. You were going for your W before your Q. I think you might have been able to get a Q off here. Potentially. Instead, you're going for your W. Which is fine because your W gets the slow, which means your Q's easier to hit. But I think that was the only thing. The only two things there were try and flash out and survive that way, or that Q there. But I don't think you really would have saved there. It was just a good ult by Panth and a good gank. That was, you know, pretty unavoidable. Unless you went for the dive. Again, like, you know, 30 seconds earlier, you went for that dive. Because you either would have killed her and then backed or whatever, or you wouldn't have killed her, but you would have been too low to continue on.
Yep.
Good thing is Riven got the kill, so it means, like, you died, right? So it's shit and everything, but... The only person who really gets the gold advantage off that is Riven, so it's like your own lane, so at least it doesn't really spread your mistake to your team, which I think is a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, like, I'm almost positive in this game you were like, I'm shitting on this Riven. That was a good gank by Panth, but, you know, I'm fine with Riven getting that kill because I'm just going to come back here. I mean, nice, he gets the kill anyway. Perfect. Something you might be able to do when you have kind of lane kingdom like this is pushing for Rift Herald more. particularly with someone like Olaf who can really do the riff. Like if you're feeling like your jungler's open to communication or listening to you, and like you might have a good synergy, or you know he seems like a friendly guy, be like, hey, like ready to do rift whenever, or you can just like ping on my way to rift whenever he's like in his topside jungle and you've got a bit of spare time. I think that's a really good way to further push a lead without forcing anything crazy. Because I noticed that in your last game as well, there wasn't much rift prioritization, but I think top laners can really enable junglers who listen to actually go get Rift Herald.
Yeah, for sure.
This is pretty sneaky by Panth. Nice, this is good. I like this because this is, you know, Riven's dead, so this wave's frozen, so you're picking up cross-map XP, really good. Let's see, nice to react. Yes, good ghost, really good ghost. I don't know if anything's gonna be nice. Okay, that's perfect, dude. That was your best ghost by far. Well played.
Yep.
That was sick. Awesome. I think it's like I don't know. Oh, you kind of had you played any Darius games before this? Sometimes it takes a couple of games to get used to Ghost. In like you don't use it like a flash. You use it like just before you're about to go into a fight. So that was like a really good use of it. Nice. Okay, nice. You're popping. This is good. This is like your first real translation of like, fuck, I'm actually ahead here. So it's really good to see this coming out. This like really good aggression.
Yep.
So now you're probably looking with a 4-1 lead, Riven 1 and 3, these two back in a lane. You're probably looking to try and again enable a Rift Herald or a Dragon. Because you're in mid lane, you got to now think like a mid laner. Don't think like a top laner. I need to get back to my top lane because Samira's there. You need to now be thinking, okay, can I help Olaf get Dragon? Because we just got a double kill bot, right? So theoretically, we should just be going straight away for this Dragon in this situation. Like going for the turret's fine as well. Nice. Now, again, you just got to watch out. Again, honey fruit's an option here if you don't want to back. No, the back's also fine because you'll probably get top turret. Good respect, good respect. Nice, good bait. That's perfect. Samira gets turret there as well. You could help out here if you wanted to.
Yep.
I assume your team's going to lose this. I'm not sure though. Oh no, okay. Olaf, Pog. Okay, nice. Oh, okay, you came back. Good. This should be Dragon again. Mid turret's a good priority as well, but hopefully you just leave Samira let Samira take this. Awesome. Okay, this is really good. Look at what you're doing compared to this Riven right now. This is awesome. Really good use of your lead here and your roam. Like, look how much you've done with this mid lane roam just to pick up one wave of CS. Look how much you've gotten out of it. Like, such a good outcome.
Yep.
Perfect. And the whole time, Riven's gotten absolutely jack shit. Like, she's done nothing. So it's just really, like, really rewarding roam, which I think's good. Awesome. Nice. This is good as well. You're looking for the back, though, as well, which I like. Yeah, you're on 2.2k, so that's a healthy back. Again, this is another moment where you could go, hey, Olaf, let's go for Rift, if you wanted. If you're looking at kind of macro, I think that's kind of a next step with better macro.
Yeah, that's definitely something I should be putting way more emphasis on. Like, I find myself, even if I'm having the lead, like, of course, if the jungler is going for the rift and I have the lane pushed, I'm going to go help him out, but like actually proactively going to try to make the jungler do it.
And jungler, like most junglers will really respect it. Like if my top, like, I mean, obviously I'm probably not like every jungler. Some junglers get tilted and shit, but if my top laner's like, let's do rift, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do rift. So like usually they'll like it. They'll like positively react to it.
Yep.
But it's also good that you're aware of like, okay, yeah, if my jungler does start doing rift, I'll try and help him. Because some top laners will be like, fuck that, I'm not helping him. So it's good there. We just take that one step further, as you've said. Let's get you kind of proactively promoting the starting of rift rather than supporting the rift once it's been started by your allies. But yeah, good stuff. Again, really good. That's a good board. Could do a cheeky control ward here or there if you wanted to. But I assume, yeah, control ward there is fine. I'd just use that as well. So, like, if you're in the enemy jungle, use all their plants and shit. Just because, just don't let them use them, basically. But this is good. Really good roaming here. Awesome. And now you're going to help another... Okay. I thought you were going to go help another lane. Oh, yeah. Use Rift. That's good. Perfect. Ideally, Olaf should wait for Samira. Hopefully you guys do. Okay, now you know bot's roaming, so this could get interesting. Good aggression. Really good aggression, dude. Nice. Good ghost. Don't tunnel. Good. Okay. Okay. You've got your flash in 1 second. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I should have flashed that one.
I don't think you had flash. I'm not sure. Yeah, your flash literally came up as the hook came. Unlucky.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you could have got out of that. That's unlucky.
Yeah, again, like in that play, I had no idea that the bot lane was actually roaming towards mid, so
yeah,
it was like map awareness also gave out.
Because I think we might see, well, we theoretically see them. Okay, you see Thresh for like a second.
Yeah, and Ezra also pinged it out. So.
Yeah, actually Ezra did ping. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess if you had map awareness of them coming, you probably would have run out this way, which would have been, I guess, the best exit path, but because you didn't really... And you also had a chance to see them on this ward, so you kind of had 3 opportunities there.
Yep.
Again, that just like tunnel vision. Which is a shame, because you were doing the right thing there. It was, again, just that awareness getting you. So I'm just writing this stuff down. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, because you guys lose, what, 3 kills there, a couple of shutdowns, and a turret. At least there's no, like, macro objectives up on the map. Olaf's still got rifts, so that's good. But now they're ahead in gold, actually. They were behind before that. I like that you look in a group here, though. So I can now get what you mean when you're saying I was wanting to help my team, like you were helping your team out more here. Not sure why Samira's split pushing, but I think because she's 3 and 9, I honestly think this is fine.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah. Again, like, this is a little bit of a force, but we'll see what happens. I know he's just wanting to use Rift. So, I mean, you guys have pretty good vision set up, like this ward's saving you. Again, like, you're doing so much more work compared to this Riven, so it's just really good. You've also got a really good comp for sieging, like Ezreal Morg is really good. Because you've got really good disengage by Morgana, but really good poke by Ezreal. And then obviously you and Olaf are really good engage and peel. And now Samira gets a bit of breathing room as well, given she's 3 and 9. So really good macro grouping here. But also understanding that you probably don't want to fight here. Like, it's just going to be a little bit risky because it's going to be a 4v5. He doesn't. Okay, yeah, it's good. Awesome. This is really good. Again, this is perfect because you're just giving Samira more free time. Good. One thing you could do in this situation is now they've left and you can see where they're going. You could just go bot lane and farm here.
Yep. Instead
of, because now there's just 3 of you taking the same XP. But I'll see what you do here if you're wanting... Okay, awesome. See, and again, because Dragon's spawning now in a minute, this is really good. This is smart. Awesome. Okay. Great minds think alike. We're both thinking on the same page here. This is good. Of course, your team fights as soon as you go to leave. But I think they should get a good outcome here. Nice. Okay. Perfect. Good hunger. Wow, good hook. Wow, that's really good. Oh, unlucky. Oh no, Morgana. Nice. Nice. Okay. Oh, naughty. Oh my, bad luck on your E's. Okay,
Yep.
hopefully you go help Darius, Olaf here, or you at least apply pressure for him.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I was thinking about asking you, because like oftentimes when I find like these kind of scrappy situation, we have like a couple of players dead on each teams, and I see my jungler doing the dragon. So does it make more sense for actually me to go help him do it, or like in this case, at least if I remember correctly, I was applying pressure on mid lane, like hoping I would kind of pull the enemies to me instead of them going to the dragon.
Yep, I think in this situation, you've got vision on them, right? And you've just pushed this wave. So given your next minion wave's now 15 seconds away, I think don't directly go and help him do drag, but maybe sit here and just be ready to help him. But I think this is fine because you actually got 2 people in lane. So I think in this situation, you doing this is fine. I think, yeah, I mean, I guess Dragon might not be on here, but I think you shouldn't have gone for finishing this wave. I think as soon as you see Fizz wanting to back, I think this is when you leave this wave and go help him.
Yep.
So probably like 5 to 7 seconds earlier than when you go. But you do cut Fizz off, which is good. And Olaf does get dragged, so... And he flashes out. Awesome. Okay. In that situation, it works perfectly. Little bit late, but still got the job done. So, it's fine. And like, to answer your question, like a little bit of both in that kind of situation. Like, yes, if you can keep 2 people here, definitely worth. But as soon as one of them backs and the other goes missing, that's when you kind of leave.
Yep.
It's good to see, though, that you're consistently getting yourself lane leads. Like, that's a really good foundation to build yourself upon. So it's really good that you're constantly getting lane advantages that you're then using. And, like, this expression, like, your use of your lane lead this game is so much better than that first game that we watched.
Yep.
And, like, although this game gets a bit kind of fucking messy towards the late game,
Yeah.
like, it possibly might have made, like, I haven't seen the outcome yet, but I assume it's definitely made a lot more of an impact for your team and their chances of winning. The fact that you've extended. Because, I mean, your lead is arguably smaller in this game than I think that other game. I think you actually had a bigger lane lead, but you've done so much more this game in a macro sense. Particularly with a champion that's usually a lot of people play Darius as like just perma push and like perma 1v1 fight. You've actually been doing it, like using him really well in your team's team fight, so it's really good. Nice, good catch, good catch. Good discipline by you. Does Morgana have Zhonya's? She does. Nice. Yes, good ghost. Okay. This is a really good fight for you guys. Nice. Don't walk. Okay. The walking through that's a little bit slow, but you're still probably going to catch him. Actually, he uses smite, the little shit. I'll be interested to see what your team does next. Okay, Baron. Good. Okay, cool. Good. Nice. What an idiot. Awesome. Great job. Okay, you ping in here. Awesome work, dude. You pinged Inhib. You wanted Inhib first, and then your team also wanted Baron. I think that's really good, the fact that you gave up your initial like thing that you wanted to do to go to Baron. I think that's really disciplined of you. That's awesome. A lot of people would have just tried to force the Inhib. And then you would have had like you trying to get Inhib and like 3 people trying to get Baron. And it just wouldn't have worked out. Like you wouldn't have got an outcome either way. So you kind of going with like the democratic choice is really good here. One thing you could do is just use this blast cone, but I mean, Pantheon's dead, so there's not much. Like, instead of walking this way, you just go around here, use blast cone and jump over. Just so there's absolutely, like, way less chance of stealing, but they don't get it anyway. Awesome. Be cool to see what you guys do. Hopefully, okay, you get an inhib off this. This is good. Nice. Okay, everyone gets out. Awesome. You going Death Stance, I assume? Nice. Are you going Death Stance?
Yep.
In this game, Sterax, it's not a very gold efficient item. I don't know if you do like. Is there a reason behind Sterax Gauge here?
I mean, the reasoning behind the Sterax Gauge is that I always like to go on Darius. I either go Sterax Gauge or the Phantom Dancer for the shield. Okay. And like, at least as of late, I have just felt better with the Sterax Gauge. I honestly don't know like how to use it actually correctly, like situationally. It just has been almost like a core part of my build with much every game now.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, people do buy it. It's okay. People do buy it. I personally always just go Deadman's because it synergizes really nicely with Ghost and kind of Darius's playstyle, and it kind of gives you like not similar stats, but it gives you really good health. It obviously doesn't give you the passive damage that you get with Sterax. But I kind of like it. But I think in this situation, I mean, it's clearly going to work for you in this game. And if it's comfort, like if it feels good, then it's fine. I think honestly, as long as you've got a reason for buying it, you're not just buying it because. Awesome. That's fine.
Yeah, I find the lifeline passive on it or Phantom Dancer for other option to be like so good with Darius because of like I also use the what is the rune called in the yellow tree, precision tree, the lowest one, where you deal more damage when you are lower health.
Yep. I know the one. It's like lifeline or something like that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But like, yeah, I feel like those things gotta synergize well, and with the like Darius's kit always.
Yep. Awesome. I think that's fine. Fuck, that MF ult hurts. Jesus. Okay, yeah, Ezreal's kind of good. I mean, there's nothing really else to do here. The group is on here. Theoretically, you could split push, but Ezreal's right now your most valuable player, and two people are dead on each team, so it's literally a 3v3. So this is perfect. Yep. Good, looking for picks. I like it. Okay. Go looking for the sneaky pull. Cool, little bit of wasted time here. Just go straight to bot, I would say. But that's fine. That's fine. Like, I mean, you're still being pretty useful with your Baron, so it's fine. Okay, good. You're taking lead command of this team. That's good. I like it. Pinging Samira out there was really good. I mean, theoretically, she could go here and split push, but Dragon's obviously up as you've pinged as well, or as your team's pinged. Awesome. Yeah, these two shouldn't engage. Perfect. Nice, good. Okay, buying a controller before Dragon. Smart. Good stuff. I don't think you would have done that like a couple of weeks ago. That's good.
Most likely not, yeah.
Shame, you know, this Samira, but you can't really do much. You're doing like, yeah, I mean, she's literally 413. You guys are doing so much. And she's just kind of choosing, so it's good that you guys are still working quite well as a team without her. Oh, sorry. Alright, Ezreal survives. Oh, jeez. Cool. Oh, you guys probably, yeah, you guys can't really contest drag here. Good dodge. I don't know if that was a dodge or you just pivoted.
I'm not even sure.
Good. This is much, dude, your team fight is so much better. Like, you're like pushing their high value targets away. Like, you're not letting Fizz into here. Even though, like, you guys don't want to fight here, obviously. The fact that you didn't go this way, the fact that you, like, tried to push Fizz out here. Really good. Okay, it was kind of, we'll say it was a dodge.
Yeah, let's say that.
So like here, like obviously drag's gone, so you immediately know I'm not walking through that fucking threshold. Let's get out of here. So you push Fizz out as well, which is really good, which means your Olaf and will get out. Hopefully. Please get out. Yeah, awesome. Good job. This is so team orientated. I really like this. Good. You, Morgana, and Ezra are working so well together this game. Really good to see that you've kind of latched onto those two. Ghost again. Yep, nice, okay. Couple of seconds late, but still good. It's fucking Samira, though. At least she's doing damage.
Yeah.
Oh, naughty flash. Really good. Awesome. Nice, that's the inhib. Okay, in this situation, theoretically, you could go push top here. But again, like, that's just maximizing. But the inhib's pretty safe. Just because they've got 4 death timers, so MF cannot really defend this. I mean, she could ult it, theoretically. And she might do that. But as soon as your team gets turret, even, you don't have to be here anymore. You could go bot,
yeah, that's true.
You could go top. Just in terms of, like, if this I mean, this game is pretty close, right? It's only, you only do have, like, a 7k lead at 27 minutes, which isn't that much. So if you're trying to just push leads a little bit further, straight away, just leave. But I think it's also really good that you're so macro and team focused this fight. Or like, sorry, team focused this game. It's really good. This is a little bit shonky. Nice, I guess you guys get the turret. No, okay. Yeah. Oh shit. What's gonna happen here? Okay. Okay, cool. Hopefully he gets out. Nice. Okay. Yeah. I think instead of that happening, you guys probably could have got a tier 2 if you left. Because it probably wouldn't have encouraged them to go for that. But that's fine. At least it didn't change the outcome of the game this time, but it could in another game.
Yep.
Cool. Good back. 2k to spend. Awesome, you got your death stance now. Something in this game, you could theoretically go Bramble Vest, but I mean, Riven hasn't really become a threat yet. I don't know if she ever does, but a Bramble Vest could be good against her considering she's got death stance, but it's not really, doesn't make sense against the rest of their team. So this is fine. What are you going to build with this Ruby Crystal?
Honestly, I'm quite sure it's going to actually end up being a Spirit Visage, because I felt like Fizz was being such a threat, and like it also helps with the healing.
Yeah. Fizz is 16-7.
CDR and so on. Yep.
Perfect. That was good. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, oh my. Okay, gets out, cool. Awesome, let's see what you guys do with this. Again, oh. Okay, what happens here? They still Baron. Okay. Ideally, you want Ezreal to reset here, but he's probably not going to, is he?
Yeah.
He should take these. Good fight, though. You've got Death Stance, so you're pretty strong here. Oh,
yeah, not that strong.
The CC to death. Fuck, okay. Let's go back.
Like, my thought process behind that situation was like, against MF with the ulti up and so on, we are not able to actually take the Baron like 5-on-4. So I was kind of trying to force a fight, thinking like, well, whole of my team would be there, but in retrospect, Ezreal has no health and Morgan isn't even there, so...
Yeah. And this game, I don't know if you identified it, but every good outcome for your team has come through you, Ezreal, and Morgana playing together. If it's you and Olaf, the outcome was a bit shoddy. If anything Samira involved, it always ends badly. So like identify your key players and make sure that if you're trying to do something or force something, make sure that they're on board.
Yep.
Because like this is a really good idea, and if Ezreal was full health, he would have come up with you, and then Samira and Morgana would have followed up. And you do try and get to the blast plant in the end, but it's just not enough, unfortunately. And then Samira does Samira things. Olaf kind of does Olaf things. And now they pretty much get a free Baron.
Yep.
Morgana shouldn't have backed there. She should try to help this as. Oh. I mean, can't do too much. That's fine. And I think the Ezreal could have postured for that Baron a bit more, but Morgana just straight up dies. Okay. This is where the game gets a bit interesting for your team.
Yeah. Now it becomes like a proper fiesta after this.
Yeah. Cool, at least your team, you're all on board with the next drag, which is good. Ezreal's gone top. So again, I think in this situation when drag spawning, you just want this mid wave with super minions to be as deep as possible, but making sure that you don't, risk your life to get it pushed. Yep. Also, like, this is a situation where you can give drag. If your team doesn't want to drag, you don't have to either. But if your team does want to go for drag here, you're probably going to have to. Just otherwise, it's not going to end well. Like, they're all going to die and probably get tilted at you. But usually when the enemy team has Baron, you kind of just let them get what they want. Particularly when it's this close, because you're only like 500 gold ahead of them. But Baron gives them, obviously, empowered combat stats. So I think you have made the right call here in that you want to help your team, which is good. This is really good positioning as well by you. As long as you keep it disciplined. Okay, nice. Olaf gets dragged. Really good. Partly because of your pressure, so really good. Okay, did you get out of this? Damn. Unlucky. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back a little bit further. So well played by you. You really set up this dragon steal. Because they're constantly thinking about you and not thinking about this. Well, like, or they're having to split their thought process between this and you. So really good positioning. If you were here, you'd be offering no impact. So good job. You tanked that. I think Ghost could have been good here. I wouldn't have really helped while you got stunned.
Yeah, but like at this point I don't think I have any reason to engage at least yet on the...
Yeah. Especially because again, your two like your power trio, you guys aren't together. If this was Ezreal Morgana, like okay, maybe Morgana could flash, no, maybe not flash in this situation, but ult in with Zhonya's and get a really good combo for you and Ezreal. But it's the fucking 5-15 Samira, and you end up just dying before you can really get anything off, which is a bit of a shame. Again, Ezreal's playing pretty cautious, but I think it's actually keeping you guys in the game. Because these last two team fights have been a little bit inty by you guys. Cool. Writing. Alright, so there's no real objectives on the map, so unless your team wants to group, you taking a side lane is really good here. So unless your team all group, you taking side lane is fine here. Preferably, it would be top turret, but it's okay. You're kind of already pathing bot before you saw Riven. You could also be here, but, I mean, they get some pretty good picks here. Okay, interesting to see what you guys do here. I think you could split push this with them. Or so you've got two options here. You split push this or group with your team, so it'll be interesting to see what you do. I also like that you were looking for a catch here. Cool. Awesome. You go help your team. Nice. Good. Hopefully they don't force before you get there. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Why don't you end the game here? Let's see what happens. Okay, I guess MF's up. Okay, MF Thresher up. That's why he can't end the game. Fucking Samira, honestly. Nice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's look at this hook. Let's watch this Darius hook. Okay, flash E, nice. Good, good. Good discipline, good. Get out of turret range, awesome. Protect your Ezreal, really good. Nice. Nice, nice. Good, kite back, awesome. I don't think you get out of this one. Yeah, that's fine. Nice. Yeah, Ezreal got out again. It's fine.
Yep.
You guys got 2 turrets. I think immediately, as soon as that last turret dies, you guys probably could have got out.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, like, so close to ending the game here that, you know, you almost made the right call here. Yeah, I think as soon as that MF ult comes, you guys just try and get out. Which you kind of do, but it's a little bit too late. Cool. You guys have a really good win con now, which is good. So again, like, depending on how your team's feeling and the tempo, you guys now can either play off Dragon win con, you can play off Baron win con, or you can play off mid win con. So you have like kind of 3 win cons that all obviously interlink with each other, but also can all be very strong separately as well. So you guys have some really strong ways to finish this game out, which eventually do come through. Obviously, they get the next Baron. Looking at the history bar. Again, split pushing here, I like it because again, we know Dragon's coming up and you don't have TP. If you had TP, obviously you'd be topside, but this is good. Good, your team's prepping as well. So you're all on the same page. I wouldn't back here. Good. Nice, you almost got that Spur Visage. You could be sneaking, going to bush like that, but I think also, this is nice, I like this. Wait, teamwork in solo queue? What is this? Solo queue strat.
Yeah.
So rare. Was this an enjoyable game? It kind of looks like your team was working like decently well together besides Samira.
Like nowadays I'm actually muting every game, so I don't know like what the atmosphere was actually at this chat, but like I wasn't minding the Samira going on his own way at all. Like the rest of the guys were playing so well, so it was quite a nice game.
Okay. Have you noticed a difference with chat muted?
Yeah, like it's not. I have never been like getting tilted off the chat or anything, but like I feel like in a sense more positive towards the game.
Yeah.
Just makes me want to kill myself less with the game.
Yeah. No, that's the exact same feeling I get. I never get tilted, but I will get drawn into like dumb arguments as well. So yeah. That's the 2 things I find.
Yeah.
And like also it makes you oblivious to like if one of your teammates is tilted, like it doesn't affect you at all. Like you just don't even know. which is good, I think. This should be a good fight, okay. Again, like Ghost straight away, but it's fine. Fucker, hey? What happened here? This is such a fucking messy fight. So scrappy. Okay, Morgana spell shields. Thresh goes in, Jesus fuck. Oh, he gets the 5-man flay, 4-man flay. Damn, okay, you miss your ult on Thresh.
Yeah.
Good, at least you kind of come back for the Ezreal here to protect him. Okay, you guys should get out here. Okay, that's how you guys lose drag. And Baron, okay. It was a really good idea here. I guess the Morg just kind of baited you all. Like with the spell shield and then gave Thresh a 4-man flay into the Riv ult, into the Riv stun. I don't think you could have done much that team fight. You were just sandbagging and like tanking for Ezreal. Which again, like, sure you die there, but I think you honestly played it kind of as well as you could given the situation. Like, you guys had the upper hand there that whole fight. Like, the whole setup, you guys had the upper hand, but as soon as Thresh got that 4-man flay, but then it was kind of too late for you guys to back out. So, ah, shit. Does Ezreal get out of it? No. Okay, again, you guys just want to sandbag now until Baron wears off. Because again, your win cons are Baron, next drag, and inhib.
Yep.
Not fighting while enemy has Baron. So hopefully you guys just play this safe. Again, this is a chance for you to split push a lane so that you force someone with Baron up top or bot lane. But I think you also staying to defend tier 2 is good.
Yeah, since we and Olaf are the only ones alive, I think.
Yeah.
They can just gotta run it down mid and just split it now.
Yeah. Perfect. This is fine. They're wasting Baron. Like, think of this, like, even though you guys just have 3 dead, think of, like, this, like, what the fuck they're doing right now is actually a really good thing. Because they're all just wasting time. Yep. Every second the enemy wastes while they have Baron is, like, positive for you guys. So it's all good. You just give this tier 2. I hope you guys don't really need to fight this. Good. Okay, you got good discipline. Nice. That's really good by you. Sure, you guys could have fought that, but Pantheon would have just jumped in there with his ult or just literally ran at you guys.
Mm.
So, like, Olaf might have got angry at you there, but by far that was the right call by you. You guys have good vision. The Morg's kind of warding pretty well.
Yep.
Especially compared to the like, supports make such a difference. Look at the vision score difference. Like, even you compared to your top laner, you're doing so much better than them. Again, someone needs healing reduction on your team. I mean, Ezreal... Does Ezreal have it? No, Ezreal doesn't have it. No one's got healing reduction on your team, and this rune's becoming a problem. So I hope that kind of turns into a Bramble Vest. I'm not sure what it does turn into.
I doubt it was going to be a Bramble Vest. If I remember correctly, it was building towards Deathman's, I think.
Okay. Because this Riven's becoming a little bit of a problem. Nice to get out.
Yeah.
Again, Samira just kind of fucking doing dumb shit, but you guys are still holding the fort really nice. Like, this is perfect. Like, you guys just sieging this. Like, look how much time they're wasting. Obviously, the Panther ult's a bit dangerous, but nice. What the fuck, Pantheon? Good dodge. Awesome. This is all perfect for you guys. They waste Baron pretty much. What did they get? They got a tier 2 and a 1-for-1 when Samira's 8 and 19. So that's a really good outcome for you guys. Again, hopefully your team doesn't fight. Okay, that's all good. Yeah, I think this is a Bramble Vest in this situation. Just because of how much Riven's come back into the game. Like, I don't think she's a good player, but like reducing Riven's healing by 50% with Conquer and Death Stance, like it's just such a big deal.
Yep.
Because she's done it to you pretty much as well. That's why you're probably noticing your Qs and your Death Stance are like finding minimal effectiveness in team fights. Well, not minimal, but also MF's got the healing reduction on you guys. Cool, this is fine. They've wasted Baron now. And again, next win cons are obviously next drag, mid lane. But you taking side lanes is perfectly fine as well. It's a bit of a fiesta game. It's kind of interesting. It's just perma ARAM.
Yeah, that's true. Like, again, one of the things I have been thinking in the middle of this game is like, should I be ARAMing so much? Because, yes, the fights have been going decently well, but...
Yeah, I think it's like always ARAM if Ezreal or Morgana are like the two wanting to ARAM, I think. Like, just because of how strong Ezreal is, like, you got to kind of... If the, like, carry of your team is wanting to do something, generally you got to try and help them enable it. So I think in this situation, it's not working out perfectly in your favor, but it is working out like kind of well.
Yep.
And at this point, honestly, Riven kind of beats you in the 1v1. So you guys grouped is actually quite okay. Come on, Morgana. Nice. Wow, you guys just... Wait a second. You guys fucked up that fizz. Morgana low-key king bait here. Fuck. Gets no hope. Nice. Good ult. Perfect. Okay, this is where it gets GG'd. Nice. Fuck, isn't it crazy how simple an end can be? Just like a simple pick like this. Just ends this game that was looking like a fucking stalemate.
We are still going to be finding a way to throw this game once more.
Yeah. Again, like you compared to this Riven, he was what in 18 fights, you were in 13, 22. Like just you've had more impact this game, which is good. In laning phase and mid game, sure she came back a bit, but by far you still have way more impact, I think. Awesome. Should be a relatively clean finish. Oh, you guys, okay. You guys get in here, then go to Baron, then end. Cool, Ocean Soul, perfect. You guys reset then Baron, or you guys go straight to Baron? Nice, cool. Again, there's fucking Samira, but oh well, who cares? She's just doing her own thing.
Yeah.
It's good to know that, like, at least in games where you do have four, like, you know, I guess maybe 3 good teammates in this situation, that, like, you can get away with having really shit teammates, but it's still fucking annoying. But
yeah,
it's good that you can still have, like, you know, 1 or 2 bad teammates and still have winnable games.
Yep.
You guys have Ocean Soul now, so it's a really good win con. Good BM, I like it. Yeah, I think your grouping here has pretty much been perfect the whole time. You haven't really had a chance to split push where, like, if you split push, like, your team probably would have ended up losing a fight or something like that. Nice. This is a really good initiative by you. You're making them panic. This is super smart.
Yeah, like, I honestly hate when somebody does that to you. Your whole brain goes blank.
Yeah. So smart, dude. Fuck, I actually love that. I wasn't even thinking you were going to do this. That's awesome. Really clever. Yeah, you just fucking end the game. Holy shit, nice. Good job, dude. That's a really good game. I mean, in that game, like literally, if you're Samira and Olaf just like fucking played like you like just played with the team, that would have been over like 10 minutes earlier. But it's good that it was kind of a hard win, but it definitely didn't need to be that hard.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's look. Damage dealt. Pretty good. 29,000. Perfect. Yeah. KP good. CS per minute good. You smashed him. Vision score. I mean, you placed slightly less wards, but you still bought way more control wards, which is good. 46, 3.67. Awesome. I mean, you'll rank second with the op.gg score. Not that that means much. You won every duel.
Yeah,
That's a kind of cool stat. Like you literally every time you fought that Riven and it resulted in like a death, you won it, which is good.
Yep.
It's fine. Damage per minute. That's pretty good. That's a really good number to look at. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so this is cool because game one. So I've got game one up here. You can see my screen right still. Oh.
Yep.
Can you see my... Okay, yeah, cool. You can see it.
Yeah, I'm seeing the notepad.
Cool. So these were the notes we had in game one. Aggression in lane. I think you actually fucking aced at this game. Like, that was so much better. Like, not perfect. Like, we still identified some moments where there could have been more aggression and, like, even take it that one step further. Like, okay, I can have lane aggression where I push, you know, make that Riven question every CS or every cannon. But also like, okay, can I now do that under their turret or can I push it a little bit further? But I think take it small steps and making sure that you're comfortable with the aggression. So I think turret diving can go so wrong and I think it is good to be cautious about it. So while I want to show you that there are sometimes turret dive options, I think not forcing turret dives if you're not comfortable with them is also really smart because it's much less riskier. And if you've already got a lead, why risk it by going for a turret dive? So I think that's really good. I think the aggression in lane has improved like tenfold. I don't know if you felt it.
Yeah, that has been like my main focus for like last 50 games now. So
awesome. Warding probably still needs work, but I think it's getting better. Like you're remembering to buy control wards, and now I think it's just a matter of volume of like always trying to place a ward. And always trying to use that control ward. So I think it's good. You bought 4 control wards this game, which I think is good. You probably don't want to buy too many more than that. And I think usually like you need to buy at least 1 or 2 control wards in the first 15 minutes of the game. Just depending on if it gets killed or not. But you almost always want, after your, you know, second back, you always want a control ward on the map, particularly as a top laner, I think. Tempo, I think there wasn't really a problem with that this game. I mean, you didn't really have a choice. It was just perma ARAM, so I think that was really good. There wasn't really a death where it was like you kind of entered too much, except for the Baron. And I think after that, you kind of tidied it up. So I think you're very conscious. I don't know if you're making... if you're seeing that in your head every time you die, you're like resetting or like realigning what the goal is to win this game is, but it looks like it's happening. Particularly like, in that game at least.
I'm trying to do it like whenever I base, like I know I won't be caught out or something like that, so I'm trying to like think ahead of the game, and also especially when I die, I'm trying to like kind of formulate a plan for the next 5 minutes.
Perfect. Also. That's exactly what I want you to do. Because even if it's not the right plan, the fact that you're thinking about it means like you've got a plan, and it's just so much better. And even if it doesn't work, it just means you're actively thinking about the game and you're not in autopilot, which is really good.
Yep.
Team fight, target selection. I think your team fighting was really good, like way better than what it was in that last game. I think you also had like a slightly better like teammates to rely on with Ezreal and Morgana, but also, you know, your Olaf and Samira. You couldn't really rely on them at all. So I think this has actually improved greatly, which is really good. All right, so I was just having some water. So, okay, freeze wave for intention. So I think, wait, why did I write this? I think I'm probably going to scrap that, but freezing wave for intention. Okay, so I think pretty much the whole laning phase, you did really well as I was kind of taking note, you only did one bad recall, and besides that, it was all really good. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's more important that it's back timers. So you got like 2 out of 3 in laning phase, which is really good. Like that one, and you only missed one wave for the bad back, and so it's not a big deal, particularly when you're winning lane. I think this one, again, you notice how these are getting much more like niche, because these are like a bit more like broader focus, but now because you're improving on these, we're getting a bit more specific with certain things. Back timers, aggressive lane buys, so that's just kind of in reference to the tabby. I think you could have gone more aggressive, but I also think that if it's your play style and it's your comfort to go the tabby there second, I think that's also very respectable. But I just want you to make sure that you're thinking about the both options. You're not going, my only option here is to buy tabbies. I think it should be, okay, do I go for my Sheen or do I go for tabbies? As long as there's a conscious decision here, rather than just, I need to buy tabby, or I'm definitely buying tabby here. As long as it's always a conscious decision there, I think that's going to be fine. Honey fruit usage, again, this is really niche, but I think if you don't want to back, look to try and get yourself a window to not back. And honey fruit's generally the best one to do it. Particularly as a top laner, like sometimes and when you don't have teleport, you're going to be in situations where you're forced to back, or if you don't back, you're pretty much going to die under turret or get turret over, whatever. So I think try and start looking for honey fruit in laning phase if you don't want to back. Better macro, I think when you've got a lane lead, translate it. So this game, you had really good, like as soon as you moved mid, you like pushed your team forward so much there. You guys ended up getting a dragon. I think you got mid and top turret as soon as you went mid, because Samira went top lane, got top turret. Then you guys got 2 kills, dragon, and mid turret as well. So it was literally like 5 objectives within 5 minutes. Obviously, it wasn't all just because you moved mid, but you enabled your team to be able to do all that. So really good. I think take it one step further, as we said in game, is like, okay, yes, you want to support your jungler if they're doing Dragon or Rift, but can you actually enable them? So can you be the one going, hey, let's do Rift? And even if, even if it's just an on my way ping, because obviously you've got chat muted, if it's like an on my way ping and they respond, it's like, great. If they don't, it's not the end of the world. You just keep farming. But as long as you're trying to enable that, I think that's really good.
Yep.
Tunnel vision, so awareness of enemy champions. I think we noticed this mainly in that first gank, although you got away with it in the first gank. I think there were some other moments later on in the game that also almost lost you guys the game, like that MF Thresh flank, where you had pretty much 3 opportunities. 1, the first ward, 2, Ezreal pinging, and then 3, the second ward. So I think you had 3 warnings there, and you didn't, so I don't know if it was just because you were seeing blood and you wanted to fight, or if it was just purely like you just have bad map awareness. But I think it's something that you should be more conscious of.
I think it's the latter one for sure.
Yeah. So it's hard to teach. It's as long as you're consciously thinking of it again, I think you'll get better at it. So just always make sure, try and use, like, if you're wanting to do something, try and do a quick stat check of like, do I know where every single enemy champion is? So if it's like, if you want to, like, let's say turret dive top lane, for example, all you need to know is where's mid, where's top, like where's your enemy, and where's the jungler. If you know those, you can pretty much do it. But if it's a team fight, like say, for example, that mid lane team fight, you need to know where all the enemies are and then use that information to calculate what you want to do, rather than, I want to do this and I'm going to do this, and then, leave it to chance if the enemy comes or not. I think that's going to be a really important thing for you to do.
Yep.
I guess that's the best way to put it. Check enemy's position before engaging or carrying out potential win condition. Win team fight, so maximize your win. I think in this situation, the only real place where you could have done it is when your team went and got mid in here. You could have gone top lane or bot lane and gotten a tier 2. And it would have also made sure that your team would have pulled out and not died. I think only Olaf died, but I think you guys would have got tier 2 and 1 less death. Not a big deal, but I think always be looking for that. If your team has something guaranteed, don't just be there, you know, as like a cheerleader. Just leave, go do something else.
Yep.
But that's pretty good. And then identify your good teammates. I think almost subconsciously you knew that your Ezreal and Morgana were really good players this game. And when you guys work together, that you're pretty much always winning the team fights. But I think there were also some times where you're almost making plays with Samira and Olaf, or you're making plays without anyone at all. So I think if you can, you're not always going to get good teammates, and it's like I'm very cautious of relying on teammates. But if you do get a good teammate and they show potential, I think it's good to try and play off them or try and play with them. So I think that's something that can start helping. And as you're climbing, you're going to find that you'll start getting more and more good players on your team. Obviously, you'll get good players on the enemy team as well. But as long as you're trying to work with them a bit more, I know it's solo queue and you've got chat muted, so there's only certain amounts of teamwork. But I think if it's like, you know, just don't fight if your carries aren't there, stuff like that, I think it's going to take you a long way.
Yep.
They're the kind of 7 I had. I don't know if you had anything that you kind of found watching that game replay or anything like that.
Maybe about like the ghost usage. Like I should be using it a bit earlier many times.
Explain a bit more.
Like using the ghost, like when engaging in lane, for example.
Yes, sorry, I thought you said gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just be decisive and don't value Ghost. Ghost isn't a valuable summoner. Yeah. It's arguably one of the least, like it's super valuable in terms of aggression, but if it's not there, it's not that, you know, you're not, you know, it's not like a Flash. If you don't have Flash, you're very weak and vulnerable. But if you don't have Ghost, it's like, you know, you're still pretty fine. Yeah. So I think it's mainly that, like, don't treat Ghost, like treat Ghost as like a really good tool for engagement. Don't treat it like a precious resource. I think that's the best way to look at it. Because just a couple of times it was a bit, and I think it's, you know, there's a bit of decisiveness of like, if I want to go in, let's use Ghost. I think that's a good way of doing it. Like, if you're going in, just use it straight away. As soon as you know you're going in, use Ghost. I think it's a good one. Because you've got 10 seconds, so even if the trade doesn't go well, or, you know, Pantheon shows up, at least you can use Ghost to escape. Or run them down if it's on. Yeah. But I think it's also partly because you just, I mean, you play a bit of, you played quite a lot of Darius. Yeah, okay, so I think it's just, getting used to Ghost and then just using it efficiently. I think that's fine.
Yep.
Cool, dude. So what have you got on after this? You coaching, did you say?
Yeah, we have a hockey game in a couple of hours. So
nice, okay, cool. How come you coach and don't play?
Huh?
How come? Did you say you're coaching or playing?
Coaching, yeah.
Okay. How come you don't play or you do play as well?
Nah, I'm getting too old for that.
Fair enough.
Nah, but yeah, I would like to be playing still, but I have school and work and coaching and so on, so not much time to play myself anymore.
Fair enough. Well, awesome, dude. As always, I recorded this so I can send that through to you as well. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I think that's about it.
Awesome. I will send this. Actually, I'll send this as a. Cool. I'll send that to you as well. With the video. Cool, dude. That's dude. I don't know if you can notice that because you're playing. Obviously, you're playing with it like day in day out, but that game compared to the last game we reviewed, like just so much difference.
Like I'm really noticing so much difference for myself in like the aggression and all that, and also how many good things it leads to. Yeah.
But like it's just the aggression, especially like you're just a little bit further up all the time. Like it's and again, it's going to get a little bit further, you know, in the next 50 games or whatever, the next month. Yep. So it's really good. I'm really happy with how you're kind of progressing. So it's awesome.
Yep.
Cool, dude. All right, I'll let you go. Good luck in your game. Coach them to victory.
Thank you.
Yep. Talk soon, dude.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. See ya.